clear. Meristematic tissues. Good. So, what is meant by growth? Growth is defined as a permanent, irreversible increase in the case of living organisms. But in the case of non-living things, it is a temporary, reversible increase in size of the organism. Yes, ma'am. So the growth is different in living and non-living organisms. Right. So growth is measurable. So we can measure the growth. How to measure the growth? So by using some instruments, we can measure the growth. So here, axonometer and criscograph. Axonometer and criscograph. So keep the heading. Growth is a measurable. We can measure the growth by using some instruments. What are the axonometer? And criscograph. So these are the two instruments used to measure the growth of the organism. These two instruments are discovered by J.C. Bose. J.C. Bose. The axonometer is used to measure the growth up to millimeter size. So up to millimeter size, we can measure the growth with the axonometer. Up to nanometer size, the criscograph is used. Able to understand? Axonometer is used to measure the growth up to millimeters, up to millimeter size. And up to the nanometer size, very minute growth also can be measured by using criscograph. These two instruments are discovered by Jagadish Chandra Bose. Right. Here, when the amount of protoplasm is increased, then it causes for the increase the size of the cell. So that means cell is grown. The cell is grown by the increasing of the amount of protoplasm. Then how to measure how much amount of growth takes place in the cell? So up to the protoplasmic level, it is difficult to measure the growth. So that some parameters are discovered. So to identify, to measure the growth at cellular level is difficult. How we can measure the growth of the cell? By measuring the amount of protoplasm. If amount of protoplasm is increased, the size of cell is also definitely will increase. Based on the amount of protoplasm, we can measure the size of the cell. But it is somewhat difficult. So that other parameters are discovered to measure the growth. What are they? So the parameters to measure the growth. Parameters measuring growth are: 1. Dry weight. 2. Fresh weight. Based on the dry weight and fresh weight. Dry weight means after allowing the plant material to the sunlight, what will happen after allowing to the sunlight? The water is evaporated. Only dead tissue is remained. Then the weight of the dead tissue, based on that, we can identify, we can measure the growth. But in some plants, with the fresh weight only, before allowing to the sunlight, so with the amount of water also, the growth is measured. That is called as fresh weight. And then number of cells. It is very important. Growth includes number of cells and size of the cell. The growth is the result of increasing the number of cells. Growth is the result of increasing the number of cells and increasing the size of the cell also cause for the growth. So that based on the number of cells, if more number of cells are there, the growth is more. Everybody understand what type of relationship is present with the growth and number of cells? Directly proportional. You are right. Directly proportional. Okay. So if more number of cells are there, and more growth will be present. Next one. And size of the cell. Next, length of the cell. And another one is area, volume, area or volume. All these are considered as the parameters for measuring the growth, right? So number of cells, for example, you take the root apical cells, root apical meristematic cells, meristematic. So here in the maize plant, the root apical meristem cells will be divided rapidly and produces more number of cells. Nearly about 17,500 cells are produced per 1 hour. So that means based on the number of cells, we will measure the growth of the root apex. Same, watermelon. We take watermelon. This is for maize. In maize plants, the root apical cells divide and produce 17,500 cells per hour. So based on the number of cells, we will measure the growth. Next, in the watermelon, based on size, nearly about 350,000 times, 50,000 times is more the size of the mature cell to the initial cell. That means this much amount of protoplasm is increased. So in the beginning, the size of the watermelon cell is very less. Okay, but at mature stage, how many times it is increased in its size? 350,000 times it is more than the initial cell. So here we are calculating the size. Here we are calculating the number of cells based on the number of cells and the size of the cell. Even if we calculate that means the growth of the leaf with the area. So sometimes 5 centimeters square only present. The surface area of the leaf is 5 centimeters square. If it is increased 15 centimeters square, then what is the growth here? Initial growth is 5 centimeters and it is increased to the 15 centimeters, 10 centimeters square. Very good, ma. So 10 centimeters growth. Here in which aspect we are measuring? Based on the area. Okay, na? So pollen tube is there, pollen tube. So when the pollen grain gets germination, so it produces a tube-like structure is called as pollen tube. The pollen tube growth is measured in the length. So that means we can add a seventh one, length also, length. Length is also a parameter to measure the growth. So pollen tube growth is measured in the length only. First, if 3 centimeters length is present, first 3 centimeters length, then it grows into 10 centimeters length. The growth is how many centimeters growth is happened there? Yes, you are right. 7 centimeters length. So initially 3 centimeters, then it grows up to 10 centimeters. The growth of the pollen tube is 7 centimeters. Like that, many parameters are discovered to measure the growth. We can measure. So growth is measurable. Growth is measurable, not miserable. Measurable. Where it is? Yes. Growth already written there, no? Okay, right. Right. Next one, phases of growth. Phases of growth. Keep the heading. phases of growth. How many phases are there? Phases of growth. Here in the growth period, 3 phases are present. First one is meristematic phase. Second one, elongation phase. Third one, maturation phase. So first one is meristematic phase. Second one, elongation phase. Maturation phase. How they will ask the question, what are the phases of the growth? So the number of phases present in the growth, like that they will ask the question. Okay, so there are 3 phases. What is the first phase of the growth? Means a meristematic phase. Second stage is elongation. Third stage is maturation phase. So some characters are expressed by the cells present in each phase. First, let us study about the meristematic phase. So what are the cells? Here we can see these phases in the germination of the seed. In the seed germination, we will observe all the phases. So here, meristematic phase, elongation phase, and maturation phase. So 1, 2, 3. So in the seed germination, so all the phases will be observed in the seedling. Right? Tip of the seedling is having meristematic phase. And next, just away from the meristematic phase, a phase is present away from the meristematic phase is called as elongation phase. This place is called as proximal side. What is meant by proximal side means the place just away from the meristematic phase is called as proximal side or proximal zone. What is the proximal zone to the meristematic phase? Proximal zone to the meristematic phase. Can you say? The proximal zone. Proximal means just away from the meristematic. So which phase is present? Just proximal to the, very good, elongation phase. Proximal to the elongation phase. Very good, maturation phase. Distal to the maturation phase. Distal to the maturation phase. Proximal and distal. That is very important points. Distal means just below, not above. Just below to the zone. What is the below zone for the maturation zone? Distal zone. Yes, elongation. What is the distal zone to the elongation? Distal zone to the elongation. Is it right? Distal. Very good. Meristematic zone. Okay, na? So you write down the proximal. Proximal means the place just away from the meristematic zone is called as proximal zone. Proximal means above zone. Distal means below zone. Okay, na? So here it is the maturation zone, elongation zone, meristematic zone. So for maturation zone, distal zone is elongation, and for this elongation, distal zone is the meristematic. So you take the lower zones and upper zones. Right. The cells present in the meristematic zone and elongation zone show some characters. So show some characters. Let us study the characters of the meristematic zone. Characters of the meristematic zone. So first one here, the cells divide rapidly. Cells divide rapidly. So that means more actively dividing cells are present. More actively dividing cells are present. And more number of plasma desmata. So here, plasma desmata is also present more in number. And only cellulosic cell walls are present. Cellulosic cell walls. That is, only primary cell wall is present. And secondary cell wall is absent. Cell wall is absent. Dense cytoplasm is present. Dense cytoplasm is present. And conspicuous nucleus. Conspicuous nucleus is present. Dense protoplasm, conspicuous nucleus, and cell wall, cellulosic cell wall, primary cell wall only present. Plasma desmata and cell divider rapidly, actively dividing cells are present. These are the conspicuous, means very clear nucleus. Clear nucleus is present. Able to understand? Next, in the second zone, some characters are observed. The cells are elongated. And vacuolation. So that means inside the cell, a small vacuole is present in the first meristematic zone. But this vacuole is become a big. So that is called as increasing the size of the vacuole is called as vacuolation. So in the second stage, elongation and vacuolation, and cell wall materials are deposited. Cell wall materials are deposited. So these are the characters seen in the elongation phase. So vacuolation, elongation, deposition of cell wall material. Right. Next, what is the third phase? Maturation phase. Here in the maturation phase, cell attains maximum size. Cell reaches maximum size, and maximum amount of protoplasm is present. Maximum amount of protoplasm is present. And cell stops division. Cell stops division. And secondary cell wall is formed. Secondary cell wall is produced. Cell is differentiated. Cells are differentiated. Differentiated means the modification of cell to perform specific function. So cell undergo changes permanently to carry out specific function. Able to understand? Cells undergo changes, permanent changes to carry out specific function is called as differentiation. So in the maturation phase, the cells are differentiated and mature. So mature cells are present. So all these are the characters of the maturation phase. Able to understand here? So different characters are observed in different stages of the growth. So what are the three stages present in the growth? Meristematic phase, elongation phase, maturation phase. Note the information. Later we'll explain. We'll explain. So the first one is meristematic phase. The first phase of the growth is called as meristematic phase. Here cells divide frequently. The cells are actively divided. More protoplasm, dense protoplasm means more protoplasm is present. The nucleus is very clear. Cells are connected by plasma desmata. That means more number of plasma desmata are present. Plasma desmata. Yes, plasma desmata means what, ma? Very good. Cytoplasmic connections. Cytoplasmic connections are more. But the cells are surrounded by, yes, Dhanupriya, right, ma? Cells are surrounded by primary cell wall. Primary cell wall. The cell wall is made up of cellulose. And no secondary cell wall formation. No secondary cell wall formation. Next, elongation phase. Elongation phase. It is the second phase of the growth. Second phase of the growth. It is proximal to the meristematic phase. It is proximal to the meristematic phase. Proximal means just above the existed zone, just away from the existing zone, is called as proximal. Right. Cells are elongated. In this phase, cells are elongated. Cell wall material is deposited. Cell wall material is deposited. Yes, vacuole is increased in its size, called vacuolation. How they will ask the questions in the examination? So vacuolation is a character of dash phase of the growth will be asked. Vacuolation. Which phase? Yes, elongation phase. So sometimes by giving the characters, which of the following is not related to meristematic phase? Which of the following character is not related to the elongation phase? They will ask, right? Next, third phase. What is the third phase? Maturation phase. Here, cells are matured and differentiated. Cells are differentiated and mature. Differentiation means the permanent modification of cell. Permanent modification of a cell to perform specific function. To perform specific function is called differentiation. We'll discuss in detail about the differentiation, de-differentiation, re-differentiation. We'll discuss later, right? And here secondary cell wall is formed. Secondary cell wall is appeared. The size of the cell is maximum. Maximum amount of protoplasm is present in the cells. Maximum amount of protoplasm is present in the cells. So these are the different phases of growth. Next one, growth rate. So already we studied about the growth, And what is the difference between the growth and the growth rate? How many types of growth are there based on the growth rate? Okay. And what type of growth curve is obtained in different types of growth? That and all we'll study. Yes. Cell division stops in the maturation phase. Yes. Right. Keep the heading growth rate. Growth rate means growth per unit time. Growth per unit time. The growth per, not for, growth per unit time. The unit time. Is disturbed, ma? Is it okay now? Don't shake, Ra. Right, ma? So growth rate means growth per unit time. Unit time may be either 1 minute or 2 minutes or more than 2 minutes. So whatever the time we can take. So if you want to observe how much growth happens in for 5 minutes, that means the 5 minutes is the unit time. Some people want to know the growth for 10 minutes. 10 minutes is the unit time. So unit time will be different. So if according to the unit time, the growth will also be different. You understand? So what is meant by growth rate? The growth per unit time is called as growth rate. Growth rate results arithmetic growth and geometric growth. Growth rate results two types of growth: arithmetic growth and geometric growth. What is meant by arithmetic growth? Keep the heading arithmetic growth. Arithmetic growth means what, ma, here? The constant increasing in the size of an organism or an organ. So we can study the growth of an organ and organism also. The growth of an organ cause for the growth of organism. Organ means what, ma, here? For example, you take the root, stem, leaf. So all are organs. When the size of the leaf, when size of leaf is increased, the size of plant is increased. When size of stem increases, the size of the plant. Why? Because these are the parts of the plant. People understand me here? For example, if it is the root, stem and leaf. So which definition you want? Which definition you want, ma? Arithmetic growth means the continuous growth or the constant growth. Better you write constant growth only. Increasing the size of the organism constantly is called as arithmetic growth. Constant, not continuous, ma, constant. Did you understand? The constant growth of an organism. Constant growth of an organism is called as arithmetic growth. arithmetic growth. No change. How much growth occurs in the young stage, the same growth rate will also be seen in the adult stage also. No change in the growth rate. That constant growth rate is called as arithmetic growth rate. Okay, na? Arithmetic growth rate or arithmetic growth. Right. For example, you see, it is the size of the plant. Size of the plant. If the size of the root is increased, the length of the root is increased, then the total plant size will be increased. That means increasing the size of an organ. Root is an organ. A part of plant is called as organ. So if one organ size is increased, the entire plant or entire organism size will be increased. Understand? Right. The constant growth of an organism or an organ is called as arithmetic growth. So this arithmetic growth is in an arithmetic progression. The constant growth is an arithmetic progression. That means how it will be, see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Every step, the same difference is present. Yes, every step. There is no lot of change in every step. So constantly, the organism is being increased in its size. That constant growth of an organism is called as arithmetic growth. Constant growth of an organism is called as arithmetic growth. How to calculate the arithmetic growth? So with a small formula we can calculate. So LP is equal to L0 plus RT. LP is equal to L0 plus RT. Here LT means the final length of the final length. So for example, if you want to study the growth of the root, how much growth takes place in the growth? If you want to study the growth of the root, first we will study the initial growth and final growth. Initial and final growth. So here LT means final length. Final length or final growth. L0 is equal to the growth or length at the beginning. Length at the beginning. Length at beginning, L0. So that means initial size. It is the final size. Next, R. R means rate of growth. Rate of growth. That means the cells may be produced very fastly or slowly based on the number of production of cells. That means production of cells per unit time is called as a rate of growth. Next one, time. T is equal to time, unit time. So for how much time? And the initial growth and final growth and rate of growth. Based on these components, we will find out the final growth. One of them is known automatically, the other factor we can identify. Able to understand my here? How to measure the arithmetic growth means the final growth is the sum of initial growth and rate of growth per unit time. Is it clear? So when the graph is plotted, to know the arithmetic growth, we can study the arithmetic growth also with the help of graph. So when we plot the graph by taking the time on x-axis and here length on y-axis, we obtain the linear curve. If time passes, the growth also increases. So that means what type of curve is obtained? Linear curve is obtained. When time for 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4, 5, 6. So initial size here 1 centimeter, 2 centimeters, 4, like that, 3, 4, 5. So the size of the plant is also increased constantly. He may ask why it is not started from here, sir, here 0. Here some amount of tissue should be required. Without tissue, there is no growth. In the beginning, some amount of tissue should be present. So at least minimum, this is the initial length. Initial length. Okay, now from here only we will observe the growth. It is the final growth. Okay, so that we will start the graph from here. So the tissue present for the growth. Tissue present for the growth is called as here. The remnant of the tissue. Did you catch the point here? This is some amount of tissue. We did not calculate the growth of the tissue. Only after attaining certain stage, we are finding the growth. Okay. So what curve is obtained in the arithmetic growth means? What can you say? What type of curve is obtained in the arithmetic growth? Right. Linear growth. Yes, linear growth. Yes, ma'am. When arithmetic growth is plotted on a graph by taking time onto the x-axis, length onto the y-axis, a linear curve is obtained. Linear curve is obtained. Here, the growth is a constant. What is the reason for the constant growth? Here you see, this is the one meristematic cell where the arithmetic growth is seen, the root tip and shoot tip. Root tip and shoot tip. We will observe the arithmetic growth in the root tip and shoot tip. Right. Here at the root tip and shoot tip, what are present? Meristematic cells are present. This cell is divided and produces two cells. Of the two cells, one cell is terminated or differentiated into permanent cell, and another cell is having the division capacity. This division cell again divides and produces two daughter cells. Two daughter cells. One cell is terminated into permanent cell. Another cell will have the division capacity. Again, this cell will divide and produces two daughter cells. One cell differentiated into permanent cell, and another cell is act as a meristematic cell. That means of the two daughter cells, only one cell is having division capacity. It is the having the ability to divide, and another cell is lose the division capacity and terminates into what, ma? Permanent cell. That is why the growth is very constant. Growth is very constant. Every time one cell is added from one cell. Yes, permanent cell. Okay, na? So this is the permanent cell and this is the dividing cell. Actively dividing cell. Dividing cell. Permanent cell, dividing cell. So every time some cells are, for example, two cells participated in the arithmetic division. Two cells participated in the arithmetic division. So, two cells. How they will ask the question, you see? Two cells participated in the arithmetic division. How many cells will have the division capacity? How many cells will have the division capacity? Very good. Two. Right. Two cells participated in the arithmetic division. After two divisions. So this entire is one division. Two cells undergo division at the same time. After two divisions, how many cells will be present? Permanent cells, and how many cells will be dividing cells? After two divisions, from two cells, after two divisions, two permanent cells and how many two dividing cells are present. We are telling that. See here, this is the next one. This is our second division. So permanent cell and dividing cell. Yes, you are right. So two permanent cells and two dividing cells are present. Two dividing cells. So total number of cells, 4 cells will be present. 4 cells. Like that, they will take the number of cells. Many cells they will take. So here slowly, based on the number of dividing cells, the growth rate depends. If more number of cells undergo division, the rate of growth will be more. Did you catch the point? If more number of cells participated in the division, the rate of growth will be more. Right. So we will calculate the number of cells in the arithmetic. So a cell is participated. A cell participated in arithmetic progression undergo 10 divisions. 10 divisions. The total number of cells will be one cell undergone 10 divisions. Calculate properly. Only one cell undergone arithmetic division or arithmetic growth. One cell participated in the arithmetic growth. After 10 divisions, how many cells will be present? Anyone? Somebody answered 20 and somebody answered 40, right? Is it correct? Wrong. How many cells? See here. 1. Here, dividing cell. Next one. Permanent cell, dividing cell. So here, this cell only divide, and it produces 2 cells. Again, this cell will divide and produce. So this cell will not be present. See, 1, 2, 3. For 3 divisions, how many cells are present, ma? Did you calculate? This cell, when it divides only, then it produces 2 cells. So need not to count this one. This cell divide and produce 2 cells. So for 4 divisions, yes, here 10 divisions are there. Then say the number of cells. How many? For 3 divisions, how many cells are present there? For 3, 1, 2, 3. 3 divisions are there. Very good. Gokul, you are right, ma. So the total number of cells is 11. Yes. Mauleshwaran, now you are correct. So that means what? Number of cells is equal to n plus 1. N is equal to number of divisions. So it is a small formula to calculate the number of. Okay. For example, one cell participated in the arithmetic growth and produces 100 cells. 100 cells are produced. How many divisions the cell might have undergone? Very good. 99 divisions. So that means number of divisions is equal to n minus 1. Number of divisions is equal to n minus 1. N is equal to number of cells. Here n is equal to number of divisions. Here n is equal to number of cells. So with a small formula, we can calculate the number of cells, number of divisions like that. Is it clear? Arithmetic growth. So in arithmetic growth, only one of the cell is converted into permanent cell. Another cell divide and produces another 2 daughter cells. So one by one, constantly the growth is seen. That constant growth is called as arithmetic growth. There is no slow and there is no rapid growth. So constantly increasing the growth. Right. Next one. Another growth is a geometric growth. Second growth is a Geometric. Geometric growth. The exponential growth of an organism. Exponential growth of an organism. That means rapid growth of an organism is called as geometric growth. So the growth occurs in geometric progression. Geometric progression. You know well. What is the geometric progression? For example, 2 become 4. 4 become 8. 8 becomes 16. 16 become 32. So here, the rapid growth. Yes, multiplication growth. The growth occurs rapidly. Is called as geometric growth. Geometric growth. So growth occurs in geometric progression. It occurs in unicellular organisms. Unicellular organisms. Arithmetic growth occurs in root tip and shoot tip cells. Here, geometric growth occurs in unicellular organisms. See how fast the growth takes place. Here, the produce 2 daughter cells again. So it is the one bacteria. One bacteria divides into 2. The 2 daughter cells will again divide and produce 2 more daughter cells. Here in the arithmetic progression, one of the 2 daughter cells participate in the division and increase the size. But here the produce 2 daughter cells again divide and produce a more number of cells. Here 4. Here each daughter cell again produces what, ma? 2 more daughter cells. So all the daughter cells divide and increase the number of cells and cause for the rapid growth of the organism. That type of growth is called as geometric growth. So that means multiplication. The multiplication of growth is called as a geometric growth. It occurs in the unicellular organisms. Unicellular organisms. How to calculate the geometric growth? Means here W1 is equal to W0 and ERT. Yes, ma, correct. The number of cells here, how to calculate? You know well, 2 power n, number of cells. So number of cells is equal to 2 power n. N is equal to number of divisions. Number of divisions. For example, here only see how many divisions? 1, 2, 3. 3 divisions. So total number of cells 2 power n. N is equal to 3. 2 power 3. That is equal to 2 into 2 into 2. That is equal to 8. So see the number of cells easily we can calculate. Yes. Able to understand? Here the arithmetic geometric growth also can be calculated by a formula. W1 is equal to W0 e power RT. Here W1 is equal to final growth. W1 is equal to final growth. This is the final growth. W0 is equal to initial growth. Initial growth. E is a basic logarithm. Here the value of the basic logarithm is 2.71828. This value is a constant mark. Basic logarithm value is 2.71828. Next, you know well, R means what, ma? Growth rate. and T means time, unit time. Based on this, we can calculate the geometric growth. Right? So when we plot a graph of the geometric growth, we obtain by taking the time on the x-axis and the length or size of the organism, size of an organism on y-axis, we obtain a graph. What type of graph is obtained? S-shaped graph is obtained. When we plot a graph by taking the time on x-axis and the size of the organism on y-axis, the growth of the organism can be shown in a curve. What curve is obtained here? S-shaped curve. This is called as sigmoid curve. Sigmoid curve. Sigmoid curve. So geometric growth shows the sigmoid curve. Sigmoid curve is a characteristic feature of the living organism. So every organism you take, a living organism, the growth must be present in the living organism in this sigmoid curve shape, or otherwise it is not the living organism. So all the living organisms, geometric growth will show the what? Sigmoid curve. Sigmoid curve. So it is an integration of, sigmoid curve is an integration of three phases. What are the three phases? Lag phase, log phase, stationary phase. Stationary phase. Sigmoid curve is an integration of three phases. What are the three phases here? Lag phase, log phase, and stationary phase. What is meant by lag phase? In the initial stage of the growth of an organism, the growth rate is very slow. The slow growth stage is called as lag phase. Slow growth. It is the slow growth. Already you see, you have seen that. Why the growth is very slow in the beginning means, you take one bacteria. Here one bacteria produces two bacteria only. And two bacteria produces again two bacteria only. So that means the number is very lesser. So slowly increasing. But after certain period, 4 becomes 8, 8 becomes 16. Rapid growth will occur. So in the initially, it is a slow growth, lag phase. After certain time, the growth will be very rapid, very rapid. That rapid growth phase is called as log phase. See, 4 becomes 8, 8 becomes 16, 16 becomes 32, 32, 64. How variation is there? Here the variation is very less. Here the variation is more. Able to understand? Here 64 becomes 128. See how much variation is there? Here the variation between 4 and 8, 4 only. But in between the 64 and 128, 64. So a lot of variation. Here the growth is very slow, and here growth is more. Did you catch the point? So that rapid growth stage is called as log phase. You may get confused here in the lag phase and the log phase. So log phase means what, ma? Rapid growth phase of the geometric growth is called as log phase. Slow growth of the geometric growth is called as initial slow growth, lag phase. How to remember that without getting any confusion? Here lag, here log. First A will come and then O will come. A, O. So that means lag. Okay, now, so generally the people will get confused, lag and log. So A only will first come. Okay, na? So that you better remember lag phase first, log phase next. Log phase is the rapid phase, lag phase is the slow phase. Right. The log phase is also called as exponential phase. Exponential phase or exponential growth. Right. After a log phase, it reaches the mature stage. In the mature stage, all the cells are mature and lose the division capacity. Then the number of producing new cells is very less. You have to understand? The number of producing new cells is decreased. At the time, what will happen? The growth rate is slows down and stops at one stage. That stage is called as stationary stage, where there is no growth. Growth is temporarily stopped. That stage is called as stationary stage. All these three stages together forms a curve is called as time up. Right, ma. Very good. I thought that up to 4. Break time. Okay. Next class is there, ma, for you, Sudarshan. Yes, sigmoid curve only. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for your cooperation in the next. Okay, ma.